Would you please join me in making them very welcome, Jon Stewart and Maziar Bahari.
Thank you very much for having us. It's an incredible honor. Nothing happens in this film without Maziar Bahari, whose enduring of 4 months in solitary confinement in Evan prison is the basis of his memoir and the basis of his film. We worked awfully hard for a long time to make sure that people understood that this wasn't just an Iranian issue or an issue with journalists in that part of the world. It's something that has, as technology has democratized, who's a journalist and who isn't. And as bloggers and activists become witnesses, these types of regimes, not just there, but Western regimes, continue to apply pressure to keep information that they think is damaging from getting out, without realizing that the apparatus that they're building is far more damaging to their people and to their regime than anything they could do. So hopefully that is what we express in the film, and we hope you enjoy it very much, and it's an honor to be here.
And of course, the film would not be made without Jon Stewart.
What the?
So this is what I had to deal with. This is what everyone had to deal with, during the filming. It's very special to show this film in London, and because I have my family here, my colleagues, my friends. I don't know where they are, but I'm sure they're here somewhere. And oh yeah, they're over there. Yeah. So it's very special to be here, and it's great to have the cast of the film here as well. Dimitri, Kim, Amir, and Claire. Everyone did a great job. It was not the easiest shoot, I can say. Yes.
It was my first time.
And it was in Jordan during the summer, during the Ramadan. But I think Jon has done a great job, and you will see the film. And as Jon said, this is not really my story. It's inspired by my book, and it's based on my book. But it's the story of our friends and colleagues in Russia, China, Bahrain, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and of course, dozens and maybe hundreds of my friends and colleagues in Iran who go through the similar experience. And what keeps us insane and alive is our culture, our love for our families. And I hope all of you can come to the debate and we can discuss more of these issues.
Jon, can I ask you, this is your first feature film as a director, as you said, and you've chosen an incredibly potent story without, you're exposed to so many stories every day. What was it, without giving too much away about what we're about to see, that made it feel essential to you that this was the one that you would make first? Okay.
First of all, I don't want to give away too much of the film, so I'm not going to tell you if Maziar gets out or not, because I think that's part of that's part of the suspense, and I think part of the joy of the film is the discovery. I think it truly was one of those things. Maziar had participated in a skit for our show where one of our reporters with a keffiyeh in a cafe in Iran interviewed Maziar as an American spy. This broadcast was then used in his interrogation as evidence. One of the reasons why the film is portrayed realistically is because when you're dealing with something as patently absurd and ridiculous as that, you don't want to heighten this in a sort of Dr. Strangelove way, because you want people to feel the reality of the absurdity of these Kafka-esque kinds of regimes. And so when he got out and we became friendly, it grew from there very organically.
And were you involved in the actual, and I know you wrote the screenplay, Jon, but were you involved in the writing of the film, Maziar? And were you also sort of there on set at any point, or how engaged were you with the actual production?
Well, for almost 2 years, we had breakfast almost every morning with Jon. It was usually, I was oatmeal, I think I was having.
Steel cut. It was steel
so
cut
if
oatmeal.
you're thinking about 300 calories in oatmeal times 12 times 2,
Yeah.
it's a lot of calories. So we spent a lot of calories on this script. And Jon was very inclusive. I mean, one thing about Jon is that he's very intelligent, and as anyone who is intelligent, he's very collaborative and very inclusive. So it was not only me who was involved in writing the script with him, and I was on the set during the production, but he was very open to the ideas from the crew as well, and from the actors, and from the people who knew certain things about the story. So I think it was a real collaborative effort, but of course, Jon is responsible for the film. Blame it on him.
There will be no need for that. Jon, I think we have some other guests from the film
That's what
here this
I wanted
evening.
to introduce. A lot of our cast came from this area. It really was a very international cast with people from Egypt and Turkey and Iran and Mexico and also England we have and Denmark. So I'd like to introduce, if I could, some of the actors from the film. Kim Bodnia, Dimitri Leonidas, Amir El Masri, and Claire Foy, who are here tonight. I don't know, where's Claire? Claire? Kim Bodnia, Dimitri Leonidas, Amir El Masri, and Claire. Actresses. Hello, Claire. What was wonderful was, as an inexperienced director, I relied on the professionalism of actors who were incredibly giving and forgiving of the process and very collaborative under conditions that they might not normally work under as professionals. But their expertise and their joy and their giving nature within it is what carried the production, and the performances are, I think, for me, the most astonishing thing about it. And I hope that you enjoy them as much as I did in the edit room for over 3,000 hours.